MacBook Air M2 for 2 years now since it came out in 2022, and this is going to be a long-term review of how it's been holding up after a lot of use. So if you want to know about the specs or specific things like that, then just go on the Apple website or watch like Marques Brownlee's review from 2022. But this is going to be a more general review of like battery health, durability, that kind of stuff after using it every day for 2 years. So I'll start off with battery life. When I first got it, it was lasting like multiple days off of a single charge. Now it still can last more than 1 day, but it's definitely noticeably less. And checking the battery health, it says it's at 90% after using it every day for 2 years, so you can take that for what it is. But yeah, overall, like the battery I would assume it would last like around 4 or 5 years at this rate until it becomes too short to be unusable. Next, I'll just quickly talk about durability. So on a lot of the edges of the screen, like these parts and also the bottom edges, since they're kind of sharp and they're just made of metal, you can often chip them pretty easily, and they'll just get like little grooves in it that you can feel when you run your finger over it. It's not much of a big deal, but it's just something I've noticed after using this MacBook and my previous MacBook for the past few years. Especially if you bump it into another metal laptop, usually one of them will chip, and it's often the MacBook, so there's that as well. But overall, great durability, like no actual issues. It's just the corners chipping is the only little thing that's kind of slightly annoying. If you're buying a $2,000 laptop, it would be nice if the corners didn't chip so easily, so there's that. The other durability thing I'd like to mention is I have a few little scratches in the screen. There's one more significant one on the left side. I'll put some B-roll of it so that you could see, but just using it for 2 years, eventually like I might drop something or touch the screen in a strange way and then it'll scratch it. So I mean, it's a normal screen, like any other laptop would also probably scratch the same way. So okay, now I'm just going to talk about my general experience with like performance, screen, like brightness and usage, and just all the other stuff I've learned after using it for 2 years. So in terms of performance, I never actually use the performance maxed out. Sometimes I'm working on Unity projects or large coding projects, and it'll start to heat up and you can feel the bottom of it start to warm up. But the majority of the time, if I'm doing schoolwork or if you're just using it for like normal coding, you're not gonna find it overheating or anything. Next, talking about the screen, it's definitely one of the best screens in laptops. Obviously it's not OLED, but it's pretty good. It's pretty sharp and it's bright enough to use outside. I have used it outside multiple times. If it's in direct sunlight, obviously it's not bright enough for that, but most of the time it's pretty usable. So next, talking about the notch on it, I know when it came out, a lot of people were kind of like, it was kind of controversial, but honestly the notch doesn't really, like, I don't really notice the notch. Most apps just kind of work around it and you never even realize that there is a notch. So yeah, there's that. And when you play videos and stuff like that, the whole top and bottom are blacked out, so you don't even notice it. And over the past 2 years, I've been using it with this monitor plugged in all the time. And it's able, yeah, it does run the monitor at 165 Hertz and it's 1440p. It doesn't work with 2 monitors though. You have to get the M3 MacBook Air if you want to run it with 2 external monitors and the internal one. So if you're choosing between those 2 and that's something, then that's something you should consider. It's like, how many monitors are you going to plug into it? Also, comparing it to M3, the performance on paper is mostly the same, and a lot of other reviewers also mentioned that it's like hard to notice a major difference between the M2 Air and the M3 Air. And the whole design and most of the screens and Other specs are mostly the same, so I'd recommend just getting the M2 Air if you can find it for a cheaper price. And if you can find it discounted at Best Buy or something like that, then I'd really recommend going for it, because it's one of the best laptops that's come out in the past few years. So yeah, that's basically it. That's my quick review. Let me know if you want to see anything else, and yeah, that's it.